Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Combos. Hi, Lindsie.
Hey, Kail. How are you?
I'm getting my life together today.
Are you well?
I'm well. I'm bored. I'm very bored.
That's my favorite thing to say to you. Are you well? Because honestly, I never know what the answer is going to be.
Yeah, it's always a surprise.
Yeah, you're the most unpredictable / predictable person that I've ever met in my life.
Well, I like to keep people on their toes, you know?
Yeah, I know. Can I talk to you about my morning? Because it's been hell.
Well, I mean, I saw the pics of you at the gym, so that was pretty entertaining.
Okay, well, before I even got to the gym, I just woke up in a cluster, and I don't know what it's like going on with me, but I feel like getting 5 extra minutes of sleep is something that's a thing. And I don't know why I do it, because then I realize that I'm not getting 5 extra minutes of sleep because I'm sitting there kind of like internally panicking that I'm going to miss my alarm.
Right.
But my eyes are closed. So it's like I'm really actually just making my life a worse hell than just getting up. Like, it's pretty stupid.
Sounds about right. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's all of us. We hit snooze and we're like, are we really even sleeping for 9 minutes? It's more like us mentally preparing to get up.
And who came up with the idea that it was like a 9-minute thing that was going to, save our life?
I hit it like 3 times.
So you're getting a lot of 9 minutes, like 9, 18. Like, I can't. I actually set my alarm to the last minute that I should be getting up. So I'm one of those people that's like, I'm the last minute setter because I don't want to click snooze. But this morning I did click snooze and I got like an 8 extra minutes or 9 extra minutes, whatever it is. And then I was still actually more tired when I woke up the second time than I was the first time. So then that's how I knew it was going to be a bad day. And then, Jackson's morning routine, he wanted to have like full-blown conversations, and obviously I'm 9 minutes behind. So, conversations have to be cut short. You need to get your crusty butt in the shower so that you can like wash and stuff so that we can get out the door. And there's a lot of construction going on around my house. So then like that pushed us back. And I'm like, who is even late to like preschool? Like who? Because that was me this morning.
I mean, it happens. I think you wouldn't be human if you didn't have a bad day every now and then. Yeah.
And then I feel like also I've been burning like the midnight oil because I get online and I start reading stuff, and then I'll be like 7 pages in an article of something that I probably shouldn't even be reading. And then I look up and it's like 12:30 at night and I'm like, what the actual hell am I doing? And Will's been sleeping for like 5 hours.
First of all, I heard Will's been playing Words with Friends.
First of all, can we talk about that? Because that's so funny.
I'm going to play Words with Friends with him because I have memory loss right now and I need to get the brain activity going so that my memory comes back.
What kind of memory loss are you experiencing? Can we discuss this? Is this a medical emergency? Do we need to call the cops? No. Do we need to call EMS?
It's real from the Accutane.
It's a real thing?
Yes, and like sometimes I can't multitask, so like I literally will like stare and I'm like I can't like gather my thoughts into like what I'm doing, and I know that I should be doing something and I like can't do it.
So you're like me in real life.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because I can't multitask. Like you've said it so many times before, like I have to be focused like on one thing, and if something distracts me to something else, then I'm like so pissed.
It's the weirdest thing, and I feel like it's even weirder because I know it's happening.
Okay, well, let me tell you this story about Words with Friends, because I didn't even know that Will was playing this, but I did notice him like on his phone like a little bit more than what he normally is, but I'm like, could have something to do with like sports or, like whatever's going on, whatever. So then I noticed like the way he was moving his fingers, it was like he was like putting something somewhere, like a game or whatever. I'm like, what the hell is he actually doing?
Maybe and he was Candy Crush.
Like possible Candy Crush, like could be. So then I look over and it looks like friggin' Scrabble. And I'm like, okay, I'm officially married to somebody who is like old as hell. And this is just embarrassing at this point. So I tell him, like, okay, tell me what's going on, like what you're doing, why you're so invested in this, like giving him all these questions. And so then he tells me that he's been playing this lady named Catherine, and she's been playing since 2011, and she's from Minnesota. And I'm like, great. How the hell do you know all of this stuff about this person? Well, apparently, whenever you make a profile, you put in all of this information, and then people know about you. So this lady looks like she's probably like 61 or 62 years old, and she looks like a possible school teacher. She has all-time...
Why are you coming to these conclusions?
Because I'm just looking at her, and
okay,
her all-time wins are like 1,621 wins or something like that. So obviously she's been playing like a lot. And then Will's all-time wins are 18. So I'm like, obviously when she's playing with you, she thinks like you suck because you have 18 wins. Like she automatically goes into this game thinking that this is she's just like a steal, you know?
Right.
So then he tells me that you can message on this thing. And he's like, you want to see something really funny, but also it creeped me out. And I'm like, probably not, but yeah, go ahead. So he tells me that he is talking to this person on there named Eddie Maxey, who is a man. And I'm like, okay. And so he starts reading me these messages, and I'm like, first of all, any person that's going on Words with Friends and private messaging each other, I'm scared of all of those people. So this is the way the conversation reads. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? Good, and you? I'm doing great. You are good at playing words. How long have you been playing words? Will proceeds to say, I just got back into playing words, but have been playing Scrabble online for a while. You're very good as well. So then the man responds and says, really? Thanks. I just started some days back. By the way, I'm Eddie Maxey from Roma, Italy, but I live in Scottsdale, Arizona. You? Hello, are you there? You stopped talking to me. What happened? Well, first of all, I can tell you what happened. Will got freaked out. That's first. Second, he has a job that's outside of Words with Friends. And he was probably at the baseball field. But then he told me that he was going to like start responding to this man again. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. I'm just a little bit concerned that people actually use this as a form of chatting.
I mean, they do. I think maybe... I don't know. I've played that game before, but I never really talked to anybody. I actually saw something on Twitter that went viral that this like young guy, it was like a boy, he was playing words with this older lady, and they ended up meeting, and like he went to her Thanksgiving or something. Did you see that?
Did you make that up?
No.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Are you comfortable right now? Like really comfortable, even your bra? Unless you're wearing Third Love, you're probably not.
That's right, because Third Love makes the most comfortable bras and has a system for you to find the correct size. And if you're like most people, you're not wearing the right one. But if you go online and take Third Love's Fit Finder quiz to see what size you actually are, they have over 70 sizes, including half sizes, and they'll have you covered.
So my favorite Third Love style is the 24/7 classic t-shirt bra. I've talked about this so many times. I am obsessed with t-shirt bras, but especially how this one fits. It's good for everyday wear. And I also tried out their underwear a few months ago. I ordered some and absolutely love them, and am also obsessed with their loungewear. So they're just amazing.
So they have a 100% fit guarantee, so you don't have to worry. And another cool thing about Third Love is that you have 60 days to wear your bra, wash it, live in it, and if you don't like it, you can return it, and they'll wash it and donate it to someone in need.
Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Just go to thirdlove.com/coffee now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/coffee for 15% off today. Now let's get back to the show. So they met on words. And then, see, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, though. Like, these people better not be coming to my Thanksgiving.
I mean, I think Will would know that you don't want these people at your Thanksgiving.
But see, the thing is Will would do something like that just to tick me off, to be like, oh, we're having special guests at our Thanksgiving. And the next thing I know, I'm opening the door and Eddie Maxey's there. You know, it's like...
what if his relatives are listening?
I'm high-key concerned. If you're the relative of Eddie Maxey, you're probably not, because he's from Roma, Italy, so you're probably not listening. But if you are, he's probably a great guy, but please just stop messaging my husband because I'm freaked out. Okay?
I mean, at least he's, keeping his brain young, and they're playing this game, and it's probably good for their memory. So,
why has every one of my friends said that, but also hysterically cracked up when I've sent them the screenshots of these messages?
I mean, the screenshots were hilarious. I was laughing because I was like, I didn't know which one was Will and which one was Eddie Maxey. So that was even more fun. He was trying to decipher who was who.
Well, first of all, if Will was so desperate to be in conversation with Eddie Maxey that he asked why he wasn't talking to him anymore, then we have bigger problems. No, please do not look him up on Facebook, please.
Wait, just hold on. How do you spell Maxey?
Like Maxi Pad.
Maxy?
Yeah.
But also, this could be, is it EDDIE or Y?
EDDI.
Oh. MAXI or Y?
No. EDDYMAXI.
MAXI. I got you.
Eddie, I'm sure you're the nicest person ever.
There's one from Ecuador. There's one from Nigeria.
He's from Roma, Italy.
Well, it looks like he doesn't have a Facebook.
So he could be a catfisher. Like, this is the thing. Like, Will could be talking. What if he's talking to some, like, hot 21-year-old girl?
I doubt it.
I would be pissed and also kill them both. So
that's fine.
Yeah. Can we just chat for a minute, because I want to talk to you about a lot of messages that I received last night about the podcast. And you know how you talked about a while ago how you only talk about things if you're like on the defense of them or you're responding to something?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure you're very aware, but the episode aired last night about how you were going to get killed, or whatever it was.
Barb threatened to kill me.
Yeah, Teen Mom. I forget whatever it was that she said. But to be perfectly honest, whenever I watched it, I was kind of like, I was laughing because you could tell that they were probably like having a good time and just drunk whenever they said it. But also, so many people on Twitter were saying, at what point did it become a joke to tell somebody that you were going to kill them? So, yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting, and also thought it was kind of interesting that we have only talked about this a handful of times on the podcast. So I didn't know that this was something that was like a weekly like roundup that we talked about.
That was the crazy thing to me, was I feel like in the podcast, when we podcast, anytime they've come up, it's always been in defense or like in reply. I'm replying to something else that was said. But also, Barbara's defense was that she jokes about killing Jace all the time.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah. But now that you say it, yes.
Like, there's obviously more problems here. And I would just love to comment on the fact that they said that I was jealous of them. What exactly am I jealous of?
I don't know.
Jenelle said because they're getting close and my family doesn't want anything to do with me, but
how would she know that?
I'm not really sure. It was kind of entertaining to me to watch it back and kind of see like their reaction and hear them talk about it.
And also, you could totally tell that it was like a production thing that she even said that, because you could tell that like probably she was asked behind the scenes why do you think that Kail like has a vendetta for you, or, you know, like whatever. And it was probably just like a response to that. And then they just like clipped it, her saying that.
Which is fine. I just think that everything that they had to say was ridiculous and they don't have a leg to stand on.
So anyhow, moving on from that. In other news, you had mentioned me going to the gym this morning, and
yes,
I did. And there was some crazy stuff that went on at the gym that I want to talk about. And normally I would not even talk about this kind of stuff on the podcast, because I feel like so many people have so many opinions about stuff. And, you know, some people will say one way and some people will say another way, but this is just my feelings and I'm going to express them. I ran on the treadmill, and then I did some like leg stuff on some machines. And then I went back to the stretching room, got some like free weights, got a mat out, and was doing squats and like RDLs and abs back there. And there's a new trainer at my gym that has started like gaining clients and stuff. So a lot of the trainers and stuff, there's a machine back there, and they kind of start in the back of the gym where they like start training them. So she had a client back there, and I've seen this lady in the gym probably maybe a handful of times, but she is one of those people that like, if you looked at her, she wouldn't like smile back. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah.
If I see somebody and like make eye contact with them, I'm going to say something just out of the pure fact that it's kind of awkward that I made eye contact with them and like didn't speak. So I made eye contact with this lady a handful of times, and she never speaks, which is fine because I'm not really trying to speak to her either, but whatever. She's in the back room and she's doing squats and asked if she can turn the fan off. And it's like, okay, well, you know, there's other members here too, and I'm sweating my ass off, so I don't really want the fan off, but just for no conflict, she asked me, and I'm like, I don't really care what you do. So she turns the fan off, and then she starts squatting. And in the midst of her squats, she was carrying on this conversation with the trainer, and she starts spewing racial slurs like in the gym. And it was racial slurs against Hispanics. She went into talking about African Americans after that. It was just like something that I could not even believe that was going on. I literally thought I was making this up in my head, because it was something that I was like, oh, wow, I can't even believe this is like real life. So when she started talking about Hispanics, she was saying how, you know, they should learn to speak English and blah, 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 and talking about her rental house and how she doesn't want to like rent to them and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, first of all, why are you even talking about that in the gym? Like, this is a place for people to come and like chill out and to relieve stress and not to be more stressed. And you're stressing me out the fact that you're talking about this, one, because you're so ignorant, but two, just talking about stuff like that in the gym, like it's just not a place for it. And not to mention the fact that there was a Hispanic lady that works out at that gym every single day, and she works her ass off, and she was on a mat stretching, and she picked up her mat and left. And like, that's just a complete violation. Like, you should not have the right to be saying stuff like that about people.
Was the trainer like engaging in the conversation, or was she just like...
It was awkward, and I feel like because the lady was yelling when she was saying it, I don't know if she was yelling because like maybe she couldn't hear herself, or because she was like so into this workout, or if she was just like ticked. I have no idea why she was yelling, but I think the trainer was so in the same state as me, like I couldn't believe that it was coming out of her mouth, that it was almost like she was trying so hard to diffuse by just not really responding. So this other lady who's at the gym, who's been a member since that gym opened, whenever I started there, she picked up her mat and left. And then shortly after, I was on my last, set of stuff. So I finished up, and I also put up my mat and left. And whenever I walked out, I was like, you know what? At first, I was just going to mind my own business, but two, she made it my business. So I told the person at the front desk, I was like, hey, can you have the owner just give me a call, because this was what was going on. And this is what happened, you know, with the trainer. The trainer heard it back there. So you can get like her side of the story. But, you know, I can't support this gym if that's going to be allowed here, because that's just not appropriate, like on any level. And then the manager called me after I'd left and, you know, had told me that literally people fight at the gym over what news channel is going to be on, if it's going to be CNN or Fox or, you know, like whatever. And people argue all the time, and they deal with this kind of stuff all the time. And this is just the first time that I've witnessed it. So I don't know if anybody else who's listening goes to the gym, if you've ever witnessed stuff like this, but I was disgusted.
I work out at Planet Fitness on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I've never experienced anything like this. But I mean, she had to have been talking pretty loudly, because I mean, Planet Fitness isn't very big. And so when you're working out near someone, you can't really hear them, but also nobody's really talking a whole lot. So she must have really been making it so that people could hear what she was saying, which is really unfortunate. So did they say that they were going to do anything about it, or they just kind of said,
so I kind of completely forgot that, you know, places like the gym and like really anywhere has like cameras now, you know? So I completely forgot about that aspect of it. So when the manager called me, he was like, I'm rolling back the tapes now. And he's like, I'm looking, and he goes, I can see the proximity that you were like to this lady. And I can see the other lady that you're talking about, that yes, she's been a member since such and such a date, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'm going to get with the trainer as soon as she gets finished with her next session and get her, you know, side of the story. But he said it would be addressed. So I don't really know how they address it, but I'm just kind of in the mindset of it's 2019, and like, why are comments even going on like that?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, not even the fact that it's not even that it's 2019, like that's besides the point as well, because it just shouldn't be going on, period, no matter what year it is. But it's just stupid.
I feel like I get frustrated too on the other side of it, how you complain, not you specifically, but like someone could complain about something like that, and like the employer or the owner, manager, whatever, they say that they're going to address it, and then nothing happens. Like they don't ever really do anything about it.
No, I asked them to call me back like once it was addressed.
Oh, and they haven't called you yet?
They haven't called me yet, because it just happened this morning, but he assured me that he would call me back and that it would be addressed, and that this specific person had a dual membership to 2 locations. So they sometimes go to one location and sometimes go to the other, which would explain why I don't see this person, you know, like every single day at the gym. But I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't want to be around this person if that's how they feel.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about teeth, people. This might sound crazy, but we have to talk about one of our favorite companies, which is Quip. I bet you don't hear a lot of people getting passionate about their favorite toothbrush, but we love these ones.
Yes, Quip toothbrushes are electric, but they aren't those old, gigantic ones that take up tons of space. These mount to your mirror, and you can pop them right off for travel or brushing on the go.
Plus, they're great for kids. I got them for mine, and now they know when to switch sides because of the vibration pulses every 30 seconds telling you when to switch sides, and the timer lets them know when they're done. So that's actually handy for adults, too, because a lot of us aren't brushing long enough.
And what I love about it is they send a replacement head every 3 months for just $5, so you know you're following a dentist-recommended schedule, and it shows up at your door. It's just so easy.
My favorite thing about Quip is that they are so easy to travel with, and you can just take it off your mirror and put it over your toothbrush head like a cover. We travel all the time. They're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals, and Quip just starts at just $25. So if you go to getquip.com/coffee right now, you'll get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/coffee.
And then he also said that there have been people in there that'll just like carry on like crazy conversations that make people uncomfortable about, you know, one guy was in there talking about guns and like what type of bullets and like where he shoots and all this kind of like crazy stuff. And I'm like, okay, that would make me feel uncomfortable if I overheard that conversation, because first off, I'm going to think that you have a gun.
Right.
You know, so please don't carry on those conversations around me, because like I'm not really here for it. And I'm at the gym like just to get my workout in. I don't really care.
Have you ever seen, I actually saw it yesterday, I think it was on like Twitter, Instagram, it was like some guy doing pranks on people, like he pretended to be on the phone and was saying like the most outrageous stuff so that like the people around him, he could get their reactions. And like, I don't know if he was filming it or someone else was filming it, but it was so funny. And it was like not punked. As serious as what you're, yeah, like, I don't know how he was recording their reactions, but like, he like would like zoom in on like people's facial expressions at what he was saying. But it was like outrageous and like funny stuff, not like,
could you imagine somebody doing that to me and my facial expressions?
Oh my God. It would go viral 100%.
Because I don't like stuff like that. Like, don't act a fool.
Maybe we should get you a really good pair of headphones. So you don't have to hear any of the bullshit.
This is the other thing. Well, first off, I'm glad I did hear it, because now I'm glad to know that I won't ever even attempt to speak to that lady or look in her general direction. So I'm glad that I did hear it. But two, I forgot my headphones today, and that's probably why I did hear it. And I will never forget my headphones again.
Good, I'm glad.
From this point forward, if I forget my headphones, then I'll just cancel the gym altogether.
Just go back and get them.
That's kind of where I'm at. But moving on, we've been having like crazy storms in Atlanta, and I wanted to talk to you about like if your dogs get scared of storms, because I've had dogs before Della and never like been affected by it, but she is literally scared to death. Like she will shit because she's scared.
I've only experienced like one time where my dogs were afraid, or they were like not sure what it was. But the storm was so bad. But typically they're not affected at all.
Well, I mean, she acts like the storm's like actually happening in the house. And I'm like, okay, you need to get on the page of the storm is outside, you're inside, you're not going to get wet. I know you're terrified to get wet, because she also will not go outside in the rain. Like she could have to like take a massive poop. She will not go outside in the rain. And I'm just like,
so what do you do when it's raining?
I just stand on the porch and then I say, go Della. And then she'll sit and look at me. And I'm like, go Della. And then she won't move. And so then I have to pick her up and I put her in the pine straw. And then she runs back to the porch. And I have to pick her up and put her in the pine straw again. And eventually, after like the third time that I do that, she's like, okay, well, I'm already wet at this point because she's done it 3 times. So I might as well just go.
Right. So you're out there in the rain with her.
Yeah. And then I'm getting wet. And then I'm also pissed. So, you know, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. My dog just probably poops in the house a lot of times whenever it's a storm. And I know that's going to happen.
Right. Like you're just prepared for it.
So what I do now is I feel bad about this, but I do it. I'm like, oh, a storm's a brewing. I make her go outside and go to the bathroom before it starts raining. And then I put her in her crate. And I don't put her in her crate so she won't poop in the house. I put her in her crate because I feel like she might feel more safe there because it's small.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it made me think of like, I don't know if it's still a fad, might be, but remember like the thunder shirts?
The what?
The thunder shirts that like people get their dogs. Do you know what that is?
I've never heard of that.
It's like where they put these shirts on them and like it like wraps them up like a burrito. Haven't you seen that before?
No, but now I want a burrito.
Of course you would.
Sounds good. I wonder if there's any Mexican spots out here.
Well, actually, I love Mexican so much. That just made me want like refried beans and rice.
Did you see the blanket on Twitter that is like a big burrito looking blanket and it rolls up?
No, I did not.
It comes in the mail and it looks like a tortilla And it's like, you know how they're
where did you see all this stuff on Twitter? Like,
it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter.
Do you just sit on Twitter all day? Like, how are you seeing all this stuff that I'm missing?
No, I don't. But when I go on Twitter, you know how all the stuff that like you're catching, it's like what you've missed or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like right there at the top. And so it's like, it looks like a burrito when it comes in the mail, like a tortilla, like a flour one. And then when you unwrap it, it's like a big circle that is a tortilla blanket.
You know how a lot of people are talking about sparking joy lately? Well, one of the things that sparks joy for us is Joybird. Joybird makes gorgeous handmade furniture that will make your house look incredible.
Plus, it'll stand up to kids and pets. They have tons of pet-friendly and kid-friendly fabric options, so you don't have to worry about the animals and little people wrecking it. Joybird turns your ideas into reality with hundreds of styles and options to choose from mid-century modern to contemporary classics, customizable in just about every color imaginable.
Sometimes buying online can be scary. You don't know if what you're ordering is high quality, but trust us, Joybird cares about quality and style.
I got a sofa from Joybird, and it's gray. It fits perfectly in my living room, and my kids and pets don't destroy it. So it's great with the durable fabric. Each Joybird piece is made by hand with care and precision using high-quality hardwood and responsibly sourced materials to fit your exact specifications.
See how Joybird is revolutionizing online furniture shopping and create the furniture that brings joy to you today. Go to joybird.com/coffee and receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using our code coffee. That's 25% off your first order at joybird.com/coffee with our code coffee. Okay, so you know how you just said the thing about the things that you missed? My whole freaking timeline is the things that you missed because I like forget to go on it.
Yeah, you're never really on Twitter.
Yeah, and the only time I go on Twitter if I have something like profound to say, or at least I think it's profound. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a thought that comes to my mind and I'm like, oh, I should probably tweet that. Somebody might relate. And then that's the only time I really go on it. And then I'll go on there in like a week. And then it'll be those stupid notifications where it's like, see more, because I have to keep clicking on it because I haven't been on there in like 5 days.
I'm going to order you a tortilla blanket.
Please don't. I don't want that in my house.
Okay, well, maybe Jackson will appreciate it and you can roll them up like a burrito and do a photo shoot.
Did you just hear me when I said I don't want that in my house?
Okay, well, I'm ordering it right now. Can you hear me typing?
Are you really?
I swear to God.
Please send it to your address. I'll just send me a picture
I'm going to get you and Jackson tortilla blanket. Oh my God. If you Google tortilla, the third thing that comes up is blanket.
Okay. Okay. Well,
okay.
I'm not too interested at this point. But
buy tortillablanket.com.
Go away. Like, go. Somebody sent me the funniest thing on Instagram and I was literally cracking up laughing in the bed. It was from the Shade Room, of course, which is always funny. But somebody says, I feel like this would be Lindsie. And the headline is, Texas woman allegedly put the pause on her husband because he stayed quiet when she asked him if she was pretty.
What? What?
Yeah. It says Texas woman is accused of assaulting her common law husband when he did not respond after she asked him if she was pretty. This is a 21-year-old girl. And after speaking to the man, he had a different version of what happened. So he stated that we're booed up at the movies when she asked me if she looked pretty. And he said that he did not respond to her question because he could not hear her. And that's when she reportedly got upset. So, yeah, I feel like that.
What did she do?
She hit him because
she punched him.
Yeah, because he didn't say that she was pretty. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Like, I know you heard me. Like, if I ask you if I'm pretty, the answer better be yeah.
I mean, why did she feel the need to ask him, though? Like, obviously he's with her because he believes that she's the full package, right? So is it really necessary to ask? If he wanted to tell her she was pretty, he would just say, you look really pretty.
Kail, don't even try to act like you have not been insecure before.
I have, but I'm not, like, at the movies when we've, like, did they already watch the movie? Why are you asking me when we're already there? Wouldn't you ask before we leave?
Why? Why would you,
like, before we leave the house?
In the moment, she might have been, like, feeling insecure. Maybe they were watching a movie that there was a pretty girl on the screen, and she was like, he probably thinks she's prettier than me, which she probably is. And then she asked, he didn't answer, so he got punched.
I think that's a little dramatic. Did he go to jail? Did she go to jail?
Yeah, she had a mugshot.
I wonder if he bailed her out.
Well, I mean, I hope so.
Because I feel like that's how it goes.
And I still want to know if he thinks she's pretty because he didn't answer. Still,
where is this? The shade room? Because I want to know what these. It's on the shade room.
It's on the shade room. But I want to know if he thinks she's pretty or not. Like, first off,
surely he does.
Okay, but I will tell you the truth. Sometimes everybody feels a little bit insecure, you know? So sometimes if I'm laying in the bed and I'm like, Will might not think I'm pretty. So I'll just bat my eyelashes at him and then he thinks I'm pretty. I can tell he does.
How far down is this?
I don't know. I didn't find it myself.
Texas woman allegedly put the pause on her husband because he stayed quiet when she asked if... Oh, wow. Okay. She was 20 years old.
And she's not pretty. What?
Maybe she is when she's not in a mugshot because, no, this is not her prettiest picture, I'm sure.
Can we talk about mugshots for a second?
I don't have any.
Okay, well, I don't either. But I'm just saying, okay, I panic about this because I know I'm not going to break the law. But I'm like, if I ever broke the law and they arrested me off guard, I would be so pissed.
I mean, would you smile in your mugshot if you got one?
Yeah.
Or like how you would? Because I've seen several celebrities smile in their mugshots.
Yeah, because I would want it to be a pretty picture.
Hold on. I think I'm going to Google. Khloe Kardashian has one.
And resting bitch face is not like a pretty look, you know? It's not like a cute look. I'm like, no, I'm gonna smile with the pearly whites and hope that you guys forget while I went to jail. I don't even know why I went. I didn't go to jail in real life. I'm just saying hypothetical situation. If I got in trouble where I had to get a mugshot, I would smile in it, but I also am terrified if I got in trouble and I didn't know that I was going to get arrested and they came to arrest me, I might look busted and I would be mortified.
Khloe Kardashian has one and she smiled.
Well, if I was a Kardashian, I would be smiling through life, period, whether it be a mugshot or like whatever it may be.
Right, because that's true. When I Googled her mugshot, you know who came up?
Who?
Amanda Bynes. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
What happened to her?
Wasn't she like on Kenan and Kel?
She was on, she was on all those
that.
Nickelodeon shows. All that. What the hell happened to her?
She
blocked Susie on Twitter.
Wait. Amanda Bynes blocked our producer on Twitter. That is so offensive.
Yes. Oh my gosh, 22 hours ago, Kenan Thompson wants Amanda Bynes to make a cameo on All That.
Wait, is All That coming back?
Yes. And Amanda Bynes celebrates 33rd birthday in rehab.
Okay, well, that's sad.
Oh my God.
But also the fact you're missing the whole point of this. It's not about Amanda Bynes. It's about All That coming back. Like the Good Burger, like orange soda, like all of that's super important. And I need to know like when's the launch because I'm going to be staying up watching Nick at Night.
It doesn't say when.
Because it's a scam.
No, it's not. I swear it's coming back.
basically made it up. Okay, so anybody who's listening, all that, we'll try to keep you updated on it. If you're going to try to stay up and watch it on Nick at Night like me, then I'll let you know when it's coming on and we can watch it together.
Question, are you in a perfume rut? I know so many people who have a signature scent, but wouldn't it be fun to try something that smells different and see if you can find some new favorites?
That's why we love Scentbird. It's a perfume and cologne subscription service that lets you choose a perfume each month, and they'll send you a 30-day supply. So no more wasting money on big bottles that you end up hating a month later.
So you can take a quiz and get recommendations, and they have men and women fragrances, including 450 designer brands like Prada, Gucci, and Tom Ford. And if you don't know what you're in the mood for, you can search based on occasion, season, or style.
Yeah, so just like Kail said, I actually just got the Vince Camuto Capri, and it is a little bit more floral than I'm used to, but it's very flirty. It's an everyday scent and definitely perfect for summer. So I'm going to try that one out, and I'll let you guys know how I like it. And yeah.
So with an exclusive offer for just our listeners, you can get 50% off your first month today. That's only $7.50 for your first fragrance. Go to scentbird.com/combos and use our code combos for 50% off your first month. Again, that's SCENT bird.com/combos for you to try your first perfume or cologne for just $7.50. Sign on and smell amazing.
I did want to talk to you about something that was really funny and super relatable at Jackson's baseball game. There was a little boy that showed up on Saturday, and his parents are so super nice, and they're a family with 3 kids. The mom works like crazy long hours, and the dad's always, like taking them around to the ballparks and stuff. And it was a little bit chilly on Saturday, and it was like kind of like sprinkling rain, and he showed up and he was like, hey, his shirt's wet. Like his mom forgot to put it over in the dryer. So he's like wearing a wet shirt, but like we tried. And I'm like, you know what? That's so super relatable. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I've been laying in the bed and I'm like, oh shit, it's like Jackson has a game tomorrow and I have to wash his uniform. Like, how many people can relate? Can you relate to this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been, yeah, for sure. And I'm pretty sure I've given my kids shirts that haven't been washed at all. Here, we forgot to wash it. You got to wear it. You're laughing and I'm being dead serious. Like, here, there's only a little bit of like snot on this, so just throw it on. We'll be fine.
A little snot on this. Kail.
What?
Okay, this is like real life mom stuff. Like, it really is. If anybody makes their kids go to baseball games, basketball games, soccer games, whatever type of games that they're playing with a dirty jersey with snot on it, please send us a message.
It doesn't have to be
because you're
snot.
Like Kail.
But like my kids will like say they're eating a snack on the way home or on the way there, and they use their freaking shirt to wipe their mouth, and then I didn't wash it. Or if they're like when Isaac played baseball and he slid or whatever, got mud.
But tell me, is this like they might have worn a t-shirt like 2 days in a row, or is this like a jersey?
No, just the sports jersey.
Okay, fine. Then that's acceptable. That's totally acceptable.
Yeah, because sometimes we just forget to do the like that specific laundry, but like clothes, I'm not going to have them wear a dirty shirt to school.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't be a thing. But I will tell you that I've kind of gotten a little bit more lax about Jackson's shoes because I got tired of washing them every single day. Like he comes home, he'll be playing on the playground. He's got dirty shoes. And then I try to like wash them and like Clorox them and like do all that stuff. And the next day he goes to school and he comes home with them the same way. So now I just bought more pairs of shoes. So if one looks grungy, I'm like, oh, that'll have to wait till the weekend. Then I just put them on another pair of clean shoes. Oh, I can't stand dirty shoes. Like I can't. I don't know why it's like not a thing for me.
Chris got Lux some new shoes pretty recently, and I guess he put the old ones in like his bag that he sent with me, and I didn't check the bag because I was like, this is really Chris's stuff, and I didn't want to have to like go through it or whatever. And whatever, I didn't. Long story short, the baby got the shoes so dirty, and so they just literally looked like they were years and years and years old. And I'm not really sure what my son did to do that because he's only one, but I just sent him some money to get him some new shoes again because they're really dingy and not good. Not good.
Since we're just like, we've got the giggles, this is something that made me really laugh hard. It says, woman calls 911 about a burglar in her bathroom. And then...
A burglar?
Yeah, like there's a burglar in her bathroom. And don't act like that you have never been in your house and heard something and been like, there's a burglar in here, but it probably was like a pair of pants sliding off a chair or something.
That's definitely happened to me. That's definitely happened to me.
If I'm home by myself, I'm still like a little kid. There can be like something hanging in my room and I'll be like, oh my God, I think that's a person. Like I need to get under my sheets. And I like hide under my sheets like I'm 5 years old and act like that's going to help. Like, bitch, they already saw you.
Right.
You know? But, yeah. But this was so funny. Okay, so this was in Oregon, and the lady called 911 and said that there was a stranger in her bathroom, and she told the dispatch the intruder had locked the bathroom door, but she could see the shadows moving underneath. So they get out there within 7 minutes, and they could hear rustling noise coming from the bathroom and use a loudspeaker to give commands. And after 10 minutes, without a response, deputies went in with their guns drawn and found a Roomba vacuum cleaner.
What?
First of all, how would you not feel so stupid?
She had to have. Like, she had to have.
I would have canceled my life at that point.
She probably had to pick up and move, because at that point, everyone knows you because the cops are going to go tell the story.
Like, hey, lady.
Hey, lady.
You know that you're not sweeping or vacuuming because you have a Roomba. So did you ever at any point think about, while in your panic mode, where the Roomba might be?
I want a Roomba.
You know what? Actually, I didn't want one for a long time, but as many times as I've been sweeping in the past 2 weeks, I feel like it's astronomical amount. I just want to get a Roomba just so I don't have to look at a broom.
Yeah, but they're expensive. They're like $300 to $1,000.
And some people that I've asked about the Roomba have said to me that it runs into your furniture and leaves scrapes on your furniture. If that happened to me, I would be really pissed.
I wouldn't even be worried about that. My dogs would attack it. That's the one thing I'd have to. I'd have to put my dogs in their crates and then let it, because honestly, my kids with the crumbs, oh my gosh, I posted something on Facebook the other day. It was like a Grey's Anatomy picture of someone holding the girl back. And it was like when you just got done cleaning and you see your kids eating crackers. And
oh my God, I saw
this
that.
Is me. Yes. And I'm like, the Roomba would be perfect for that, because my kids just drop crumbs and crackers and goldfish all over the floor. But also, when I would need the Roomba to pick them up, my dogs probably wouldn't be in their crates. So I guess it would all just be a wash.
Yeah, and I feel like a Roomba wouldn't really be something that would be something that you would really be into for a long period of time. You're the type of person that would use something for a week and then be like, okay, I'm kind of sick of it. And you also would get scared of it.
Does it just undock itself, or you have to dock it and undock it?
I'm not sure, but I just don't know that I would be into it if it's going to scratch up all my furniture.
I'm looking at it online right now, and it doesn't look like it's capable of scraping furniture.
Okay, well, people said it. So people have it said it. So if it came in and scratched my furniture, I would be pissed.
Fair enough.
Just Just saying. We did have a follow-up, though, that I wanted to just touch on. So many people sent us messages about the Abducted in Plain Sight episode. Just tons of messages before we ever did the episode, tons of messages since we've done it. And this person says, you two did a very professional journalistic quality interview. Honestly, very impressive podcast. Don't ever lose your usual informal style, but impressed with your ability to deal with subject matter. So first of all, I really appreciate that because I was a little bit nervous going in to that interview. I felt like as a parent, you have strong beliefs about, certain things and have strong convictions about certain things. And it's hard to really understand things from another perspective. But I feel like, after watching that documentary and so a lot of people after doing this interview had sent messages saying that we should watch Escaping Polygamy, and I believe it started on Lifetime. I know that they do a lot of previews for it on Lifetime, and so I've watched the first episode of it, so I will kind of like keep you guys updated on my thoughts. But I just appreciate the support because doing interviews like that about touchy topics aren't very easy. And I feel like it was so great to hear so many parents be able to say that it helped them be able to open a line of communication with their kids. And, honestly, that's my goal whenever we do interviews like that, to just raise awareness. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said, I feel like it was really hard for me to take myself out of Kail as a mom, like myself as a mom, and kind of see it from their perspective and to like not put my own beliefs into it, because obviously it was a different time and, things were different. Religion was involved, all of that stuff. And, yeah. But that interview was tough, but it was also, I feel like it was a good one. I walked away kind of feeling a little bit better about, I guess, after I watched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I just felt, not that I understand it really anymore, because I really don't, but I just felt, I guess, more at ease after hearing that, Jan has, since moved on and, does all of these things to help, advocate for others. That made me, feel a little bit better about the situation, just having that connection with Emily. So, yeah. But moving on from that, I was reading the other night, and I know that you and I both are considered like stay-at-home moms and I guess stay-at-home working moms and
work-at-home moms,
work-at-home moms, working moms, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of people, say that we're just stay-at-home moms, which, it's fine, to each their own. But I ran across this article and it it made me cry because I gained like a whole different, I thought completely differently about, working moms that are out here doing the 9 to 5. And the thing was a little bit lengthy, but I'm going to read it because I feel like a ton of people can relate. This is from a mom who is working and leaving her kids at daycare on a daily basis. So she says, I want you to know how it feels. I know how it feels to feel guilty as you dry your hair in the morning and the baby watches you from a bouncy seat. I know the sting that pierces your heart when you hand your precious little one to their caretaker and catch excitement in their eyes. The irrational fear that your baby will think somebody else is their mama, or that this person is doing a better job than you. Or maybe the most painful thought for me personally is that they know your baby better than you do. I know the fatigue sets in when all you feel is guilty. Guilty that you like going to work. Guilty that you want to come home early to be with your baby. Guilty that when you miss a milestone, or guilty when you have to stay late to catch up on a project. Guilty when you Guilty when you forget about an upcoming meeting, or guilty that you have to leave early because the baby got sick. Guilty that it's been 3 months back at work, and shouldn't this feel normal by now? I know that sometimes you go and cry in a bathroom stall when you are so overwhelmed. I did the same last week. Or the sadness when you overhear your coworkers plan an impromptu happy hour that you can't join them. I know the loneliness that settles into your heart as you learn how to juggle this new normal. I know that you question if you're good enough at work, good enough as a mom, good enough as a spouse, because I felt that same way and carried all of these emotions too. Here, my friend, we may not know each other, but I do know this. You are chosen to be your baby's mama. All of who you are, your passions, your fears, your job, your living situation, your marital status, your heart, your soul is being used to create something so precious, a childhood. You are not a bad mom for working. You are not a bad employee because you're a mom. If you're working a job that you hate, but you do it because bills don't pay themselves, you're providing the means to create a childhood with a safe place and sleep and good things to eat. I pray that one day you'll get to do the job that you love most, be it a different workplace or staying at home. If you are working a job that you love and you do it because you're passionate for your cause, you're providing the means to create a childhood where a little girl grows up to achieve their dreams and little boys see their moms and sisters and aunts and future daughters as equals. And either way, you're working because you're a great mother. You're not alone in navigating this path, even though it can feel so lonely sometimes. When the days blur together and the routines become mind-numbing, I pray that you will choose to see those days as moments, as small pieces of a beautiful picture, the childhood that you've been trusted to create. You are brave, and I admire you. I read that, and I just started bawling, crying.
It's definitely relatable for so many people, because I feel like it's hard we don't get enough credit for working and being moms, but also people who work from home or who don't work. All of it is work. And obviously we have to spread ourselves so thin and divide ourselves into to be in multiple places at one time, really. But that's the Netflix show that I was talking about, Working Moms. It's 30-minute episodes. It's literally that. They literally talk about the one that goes to work and is constantly working on work projects and doesn't have a whole lot of time with her son, and she feels guilty for it. And then there's the one that's going through postpartum. And then there's the one that she is wanting to have an affair because, she's forced to go back to work. The dad's a stay-at-home dad, and, she feels like she's missing the relationship stuff.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Whether you're a mom or a dad that's listening, it's so hard to just be a parent and to feel like you're doing all of the things right. And, I've been fortunate enough to be home to, see the first steps and to do all of those things. But you think about the moms who aren't fortunate enough to do that, and it's so sad to know that, their kids are in childcare and their caregiver is being able to see those first. I could totally see where that would be so devastating. But I just read that and I was like, wow, the struggle in life as a parent is so real.
You should post the article link or whatever that is on the Instagram.
Yes, I definitely will. In other news, though, what are your summer plans? Are you planning any trips, anything fun?
I definitely want to take the kids to Hawaii. They've been dying to go. So that's something that's going to be, I'm thinking, in July. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot planned out. I was wanting to look in, we're about 2 hours from DC and 2 hours from Baltimore and an hour from Philly. So there's definitely some museums that I want to take the kids to. I just got to plan out which weekends we can make them work.
Yeah. So I was talking to one of Jackson's little buddies' moms about their plans for summer, because just as moms, you all talk about, what do you guys have going on for summer and whatever. Yeah. And, we go over to the lake, but we don't use the lake house as much as we should. And we're going to make it a priority to go over there and use it because it's, something that we have and something that we can just, use more. Go out on the boat more and just spend more time away, just disconnected, because actually over the lake, I don't have great service, so it's kind of nice to be able to disconnect. But Jackson's buddy's mom was telling me that she had signed him up for 3 camps, and I was like, oh my gosh, like already doing camps at 6, but apparently people do camps that early. And I'm a weirdo, and I think about like all of like the scary like things that go on, and I'm like, okay, can I trust to do this? And so I just flat out asked her, like, do you have any reservations for sending him to camp? And like, do you trust the people? And blah blah blah. And she gave great insight. She was like, at some point you kind of just have to, like, if they're going to live a life and they're going to be able to do anything, you've got to trust to like some extent, and so
right.
We've heard great reviews, and his friends have done it in the past, and he's got like a couple of friends that are doing it this year, and blah, blah, blah. But one of the camps she was telling me about was like they go and get in water. And so I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could really do that, because I'm so weird about like Jackson being around water and stuff, and like me being there. I'm just really weird about that, because drowning incidents happen all the time, so I get super paranoid about stuff like that. But then I didn't even know like that they were like science camps and like all these different kind of camps that they can do. So his little buddy's doing like a wilderness camp and a science camp, and then just like a regular like day camp for a few weeks in the summer. So I didn't know if you had planned any camps. I know you had talked about trying to find something for Lincoln for soccer, and I didn't know if you had done anything.
Isaac wants to do basketball and Lincoln wants to do soccer, but Lincoln's school offers week-long camps too. So like you can like look at their schedule, and like they'll have like maybe like a week of like doing ocean stuff. So like they'll do like an ocean craft, and like they might do like go down to, there's this place called Bowers Beach. They might go down there or whatever. But you can sign them up for camps. They're a little expensive, but I might sign them up for 1 or 2. But it's like if all 3 of my kids can't go, I don't know that I would send them. I mean, if Lincoln wants to go, I guess I would. And I think Isaac might be too old, and then Lux is too young. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. See, that's the problem that you struggle with, because you've got him like, a couple years apart. So then, one outgrows it, one's just time for it, and the other's too little. So yeah, I don't know. I'll keep you updated if I decide to do the camp route or not. I'm just not 100% sure. But I also like shelter Jackson from hearing what his friends are doing. I'm like, okay, Jackson doesn't need to be part of this conversation, because we're going to go home and he's going to be like, well, he's doing 3 camps and I'm not even doing camp at all. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
Aw.
Yeah. I think we're going to do more swimming lessons. I always do it every summer, just so that he can get stronger in the pool. Feel like kids really learning how to swim is super important. And so we're going to do that, and then go to the lake and go to the beach a few times. And then I think that'll probably be it.
Yeah. Sounds like a good summer.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening, let us know what your kids are doing for summer, because clearly I need some ideas. So shoot them our way. And I think that's all we have time for today.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys, I think that's all we have time for today. If you have not subscribed to us on iTunes, you can do that by searching the Purple Podcast app, type in Coffee Convos, click subscribe, click the 5th star, and you can also leave us a written review. We love to read those. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.